SpeechLess is an American sitcom that was released to this beautiful tragedy of a world in 2016, and it is what I believe to be one of the most underrated shows of all time. I seriously never hear anyone talk about it. It is about the DeMeo family as they go on all of their wacky sitcom adventures, except there is one thing that distinguishes SpeechLess from a bunch of other sitcoms. The oldest child, JJ, has a disability called cerebral palsy, or according to Wikipedia, CP for short. So one of the main characters of the show is disabled, and the thing is, I am also disabled. I have EDS, and I believe that SpeechLess is one of the most underrated TV shows of all time, and it does not get the recognition or credit it deserves. So let's talk about it, and how amazing this show truly is.
In the first episode, we are introduced to the DeMeo family. We have Maya, the British mom, Jimmy, the dad, who doesn't care what anyone thinks, their 3 children, JJ, who has CP,
Ray, the buzzkill of the family, and Dylan, the athletic one.
There is one more main character, but he isn't part of the DeMeo family, and we're going to talk about him later. The pilot is all about the DeMeo family moving into their new house and going to a new school and all that jazz. Like most first episodes, it mainly just acts as an introduction to all the characters. Something that happens in the episode is that JJ gets an aide named Jennifer, and she purposely gets herself fired before the episode ends. But I actually thought she was kind of funny, and I thought it was kind of sad that she never appears again after the pilot.
JJ! Hello, sugar! I cannot wait to be the ambassador for such a hip young dude. I hit the Urban Dictionary and got up on all the lingo. I was thinking I'd call you J-Tizzy.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
At the end of the pilot, JJ finds this random groundskeeper that works at the school and asks him to be his aide. This is Kenneth, and he is our final main character. Also, Ray kisses his crush in this episode, even though he knows that she has a boyfriend and it's never brought up again. As for the rest of the season, it's really good. Each character is unique and likable most of the time. There are a few instances where I literally wanted to throw Ray out of a window, but for the most part, he's fine, but he is by far my least favorite character of the main cast. Something I really enjoy about the show is JJ's character. I love how he isn't this perfect little snowflake. And at multiple times throughout the series, he's kind of a dick. Disabled people can be assholes. I'm not saying that JJ is an asshole, but because, for the most part, he is likable, but I like that he's a dick sometimes. Also, apparently, JJ stands for Jimmy Jr., which isn't something I noticed until I rewatched the show for this video. And the fact that his name stands for Jimmy Jr. is only mentioned once throughout the entire series.
Maya and I will take cell phones. On snail mail, it's Dylan. On email, it's Ray. And with ancient answering machine, here's Jimmy Jr.
Throughout the first 5 episodes of Season 1, there is an overarching narrative of Ray trying to get with this girl named Julian. She's the same girl he kissed in the pilot. After episode 5, Ray gives up on Julian and finally decides to let go. Julian acts completely oblivious to Ray having romantic feeling towards her, even though they kissed in the pilot, and again, it was kinda shitty of Ray to kiss her even though he knew she had a boyfriend. After episode 5, Julian is mentioned twice and then never seen again. Almost immediately after the Julian arc, JJ gets a love interest, although his is substantially more short-lived than Ray's. JJ wants to get with this girl named Claire, and they share great chemistry with each other, and unlike Julian, who was nothing more than Ray's love interest, Claire has an actual personality. Unfortunately, Claire only appears twice, and she friend-zones JJ off-screen, and then she is never seen again, which is pretty disappointing. I am not kidding when I say that this show is probably one of the funniest shows I have ever watched. It is genuinely hilarious.
I'll help you handle the boss. I know a little something about working for a woman who's domineering, but who also gets your motor running.
Excuse me?
Please, not you.
Excuse me?
You're out for a steam?
Oh, no, I'm not comfortable with my own nudity, but I'm very comfortable with yours. That's what this is all about.
You have to stop. We don't do this. We're British.
So now he's British?
If he can be black, he can be bloody British.
When the calendar said walking, I did think it meant power walking with your friends.
Huh?
You know how you always wear the suits and walk through the neighborhood in formation, judging other people's houses.
We've never done that.
Really? Where do I see that then?
Sitcoms about suburbia?
You really don't do that?
Should we do that?
I don't know.
Look, Maya, we're doing
here. Trash, are you a person?
You're a person, Dr. Miller.
Of course, I am. Of course you're a person.
Oh, doctor.
It's not a party, it is a gathering of special needs mothers.
That usually gets broken up by the cops.
Mom, Dad, I just got a text.
Really? Well, good for you. The great outdoors. So peaceful. A man can be alone with his thoughts. Yeah, I did have a lot of potential. There's always an excuse, wasn't there?
Dad.
Yeah, camp.
Oh, I'm sorry. What are you doing? Just walk how you normally walk? This is how I walk. Oh, no, okay. Pronate. You have a petite gait with a 20-degree kick out. It's going to cause back pain and organ imbalances. I mean, it's fine for today, but is this your long-term walking plan?
I mean, it was.
Okay, don't worry. We'll get you there. Go back to the top. You're going to try again. But this time, plant the heel. Little toe mound, big toe mound. Swing the opposite arm as you plant with an imaginary string pulling you up, elongating your form. Go.
What have you done to me?
Why must it always be like this? There's no way we can make it there in 3 minutes. The place is 10 minutes away.
Is that a challenge?
No, not a challenge. I believe you can do it. Don't
Not her. Life's too short.
Just gotta be really scary. For Jillian. See, there's this phenomenon that I read about online.
Why do all of your romantic plans start with an internet search?
If someone is truly terrified, their emotions are so raw that they easily slip into a state of arousal. It's called scare-arousal.
Ray, I'm very scared of you right now, and I can assure you I'm not aroused.
I promised my son this bonfire would be more fun than the original. Where's the debauchery? Where's the sexual tension? The stench of teenage hormones should be overpowering. We have badminton. You better figure out a way to make this party fun. Without alcohol, we get them alcohol.
SpeechLess really doesn't have much of a secondary cast. It does have one, but it's pretty small. The most prominent member of the side cast is Dr. Miller, who is the principal of the school, and it's probably one of my favorite characters in the series.
Oh, you'll find we take great pride in our progressive and thoughtful environment. In fact, we just changed the mascot from a Viking with its connotation of pillaging and male sexual aggression to a sea slug, which has both male and female genitalia. Huh?
Okay, then.
Then there is Mr. Powers, the gay teacher at the school, and I think he appears about like 5 times in the season. And then there's JJ's physical therapist, Joyce, who appears about 3 times. I do like them, but they're not used very often, and Joyce in particular is extremely underutilized. She is hilarious.
Already? You miss him? Huh. I guess I kinda do.
Yeah. Let's torch his car.
However, there is something that really bothers me about this season, and it is in episode 12. The episode itself is good, but there is one thing about it I really don't like. In the episode, the DeMeo family goes on vacation, and Kenneth doesn't know what to do at school without JJ. He ends up hanging with Dr. Miller, and they bond over the fact that none of them really have any place to hang out.
It's funny. Without my little guy to hide behind, I don't belong anywhere. I'm not a student, I'm not a teacher. Where do the aides hang out?
Hello. Where do the principals hang out?
Every day after school, I go to my favorite spot and help myself to a salted caramel macchiato.
Ooh.
Do you know the grass patch behind the shop building?
Yeah, I know it well.
You care to join me?
Sure. See you after school.
Near the end of the episode, Ray goes to the hospital and Maya calls Kenneth and tells him to come to the hospital. Kenneth forgets to tell Dr. Miller, and she waits for Kenneth, and he never shows up.
He'll come.
It's really sad, and it's never followed up on in any way. I don't know why this was a part of the episode. It's not funny, it's just genuinely sad, and I feel really bad for Dr. Miller. Anyway, something that really impressed me about SpeechLess is its continuity. SpeechLess is an episodic sitcom, so I didn't really expect any continuity, but against all odds, the show has pretty good continuity. For example, There's an episode where Ray accidentally hits the laptop with a baseball bat.
But you're gonna let him use the bat?
I know what I'm doing.
Congratulations, Toaster. You are now our most valuable possession.
Throughout the rest of the series, that laptop has tape on it where Ray hit it. Episode 9, JJ starts playing sled hockey. We know that JJ continues to play sled hockey after that episode because Maya mentions it in episode 15.
All we gotta do after this is get Dylan from her sleepover, Dad from the barbershop, and go to JJ's sled hockey tournament.
In episode 2, Maya gives Kenneth a book on how to take care of JJ, and Kenneth mentions the book in the season finale. Also in episode 2, Maya and Dr. Miller have this exchange.
Love, we have dismissed our son's aide and chosen his replacement. It's your groundskeeper. He starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
Kenneth, that's wonderful. He's a natural-born caregiver, and he's already part of the Lafayette High family. I support it wholeheartedly.
Does no one understand how these things go? You don't just say yes, you push back. That way we owe you something. Okay, watch for next time.
Yes.
We're hiring the gardener. As an aide? Preposterous. It's our decision, it's our son. It's my school. Well, it won't be when our lawyers are done with you. So you're going to sue me now? Fine, I approve it on a trial basis. But do not mistake my kindness for weakness. I will not be threatened, and you are not the only one with lawyers, bitch.
Trial basis. This is fantastic.
Maya and Dr. Miller then share this exchange in episode 14.
I need your help. I got all worked up about Valentine's Day, made a big stink for absolutely no reason.
You do that.
Anyway, my plan didn't happen, and now I have to pull a fire alarm on the whole holiday. You have to be my excuse.
Okay. But a time will come when I will want a favor from you in exchange.
Really? Nice power play, Dr. Miller. Very well done. Very proud of you, actually.
Oh, that's favor enough to call it even.
In episode 5, Jimmy writes a list of all the things dead to Maya on the wall. The list remains there for the rest of the series. That's all the examples I will give you for now, but the continuity is good for the rest of the show, although season 2 and 3 do have a few continuity errors. In the season finale, JJ goes away to camp for the summer, and Ray finally gets a girlfriend named Taylor, who would become a prominent side character in season 2. Taylor and Ray kiss at the very end of the season finale, which would have been way more impactful if Ray hadn't kissed Julian in the pilot and some other random girl in episode 16. And also, I'm not sure if this line aged beautifully or horribly.
We're gonna wear surgical masks and cough on the plane so people think we're getting them sick.
No, not again.
Season 2 is weird. It feels like two completely different episode ideas just smashed together. The episode is still good, though.
Now, another thing you need to know about dealing with disabled people.
Excuse me, aren't we supposed to say people with disabilities?
You're damn right you are.
Are you supposed to say that? I'm disabled, and I always just say disabled people. Whatever. In season 2, Taylor becomes a member of the side cast, and I really like her inclusion. Her and Ray were really cute together, but I knew it was only a matter of time before they broke up. 3/4 into the season, another girl kisses Ray. Since Ray didn't kiss her, he didn't cheat on Taylor. Ray decides to tell Taylor what happened, but he tells her in literally the worst possible way, so they end up breaking up. For the remainder of the season, Ray tries desperately to try to win Taylor back, and does a very bad job at doing so. Anyway, in episode 9, Kenneth uses the keys he had when he was a groundskeeper to sneak into the school after hours to hang out there. Dr. Miller finds out, and all she really wants to do is hang out with him. This episode would have been the perfect sequel to episode 11 from the first season, where Kenneth forgot about his plans with Dr. Miller, but the events of that episode are never mentioned once, so it just feels like a big missed opportunity. Speaking of Dr. Miller, she appears a little bit less in this season, which is unfortunate. The continuity is still pretty good. In episode 14, you can see JJ's Halloween costume from the first season's Halloween special in the background of the garage, which I think is a pretty cool detail. The secret crawl space Ray discovered in the first season also reappears 2 times, although season 2 has some continuity errors unlike season 1, although they are small. For example, Maya won't let Dylan get a pet snake, and she even says that she hates snakes.
You know I hate snakes. They're right there on the dead to me wall. Amphibians.
Snakes aren't amphibians.
Know-it-alls.
This doesn't make any sense because in the second episode of the series, they literally had a pet snake but lost it.
We had a snake when we moved in. Where it is now is anyone's guess.
Another example is that Dylan says that she bought JJ's new camera with the money she made over summer. That doesn't make any sense because she threw the money she made over summer out the window of a moving car.
All right, to heck with self-improvement. Bye-bye, summer earnings.
It might have been a bit of an overreaction, darling.
Yeah, I got caught up in the moment.
Also, JJ is a massive hypocrite. He gets mad at Dylan, so Dylan decides to live life the way he does and decides not to speak for a few days. Because of this, Dylan ends up getting an A on one of her tests, and JJ gets mad at her because of this, even though there was an entire episode, or previously, about JJ using his disability to get good grades. In the second episode of the season, JJ says he either wants his language for the year to be German or Spanish, but in episode 13 he's taking French. Now, do any of these minor continuity errors matter? No, not at all. I just like to complain. Speaking of complaining, I have a little bit more of that to do, although it's not about continuity. It's about this guy. I hate him so much. I have never wanted to throw a child out of a window more than him. He appears in 2 episodes of the season and a few episodes of season 3. But in his first appearance, he is annoying as hell. And thank God after his first appearance, he barely has any lines and is never that annoying again. But he is literally so annoying in his first appearance. Like, oh my God, it's not even funny how much I despise this kid. I'm sure the actor is a really nice person though, but I hate his character. In episode 10, the family gets a dog named Pepper. I always hate when sitcoms introduce a pet, and then immediately after the pet is introduced, they are never heard or seen from again. Thankfully, Pepper sticks around for the remainder of the series. My favorite episode of the season is episode 12, and my least favorite episode is episode 15, because of this guy! Oh, and there are also 2 musical numbers this season, and Ray decides to start a charity this season called JJ's Dream. I really enjoy season 2 of Speechless, although slightly less than the first season. Now we reach season 3, which wraps up the season 2 cliffhanger with the 2-parter about the family going to London. This season has a pretty big change when it comes to the secondary cast. Joyce and Mr. Gay appear a lot more, while Dr. Miller appears a lot less. And I mean a lot less. Dr. Miller is one of the best characters in the show, and in the first 2 seasons, she had entire storylines about her, but she gets almost nothing in season 3. She appears in like 6 episodes and has a total of like 25 lines in the whole season. But on the bright side, she does get one of the best scenes in the whole show. In the season, JJ wants to move to New York, but Maya doesn't want that, so she asks Dr. Miller to help her stop him from moving.
Oh, you want me to stop them? Of course. You have to. Please do it for me. Otherwise... What? JJ just makes a film and goes off to New York. And I've fought and I've struggled all these years. Then I have to let him go, and that's my reward. Yes. It doesn't feel like a reward. Anyway, I'm not crazy. Not wanting him to go. It's cold there. It's lonely. It'll be hard for him to get around.
And he'll figure it out. He can. You gave him that.
Of course you're right. I haven't been helping him. Been sabotaging him.
Setting up for the wheelchair chase.
I could help with that.
Yes, then do it. That's the job. We give them the tools, we let them go. They say parenting is the only love story that ends in goodbye.
Taylor is almost completely removed from the show entirely, as she only appears in 1 episode. Ray has a chance to get Taylor back, but decides not to because he says the relationship was toxic. That doesn't make any sense because throughout the time they were together in season 2, neither one of them ever acted toxic towards each other. Taylor's mom, Melanie, is added to the secondary cast this season, and her and Maya start a business together about making accessible clothing. JJ also gets a girlfriend named Izzy halfway through the season who becomes part of the secondary cast. I know her actor from Stuck in the Middle, do not judge me. Continuity continues to be good, although I noticed 2 continuity errors this season. In episode 16, the DeMayos and Kenneth have to get into the school, so they decided to break in by breaking a window. They didn't have to do this because Kenneth still has his groundskeeper keys from Season 2, Episode 9. In Season 2, Episode 10, Jimmy says he hates bananas.
Plans for our clothes. Pepper, please, I hate bananas for what we...
But in Season 3, Episode 17, he's eating a banana, no problem.
Sit. What are your intentions with my daughter?
Dad!
Again, these continuity errors do not matter in the slightest, and I just like to complain. Season 3 has what is, in my opinion, the best episode of the entire series. Season 3, Episode 9, Javier's Pants. It's the funniest episode of the series and has so many great moments and lines. Also, the first episode of the series I ever saw. A few years ago, I was on a cruise with my family, and I was flipping through the channels in my room, and I ended up watching it, and it was my introduction to the show. And it was a damn good, amazing introduction at that. The same night I watched it, my brother almost got a concussion in the ship's bar, but that's another conversation.
Hola. Oh, hi, Joyce. I'll get JJ. I'll be right back. I'm on with John. I told him that I'll get new boobs. What do I say now?
Hey, Joyce, can I ask you a question about your dad?
Did he come here? What did he say? He is a liar.
You know what? We're good.
Oh, all right. Okay, here's what you do. Step 1, build up an immunity to laxatives. Most men are suspicious. They're going to make you eat the cake, too.
Oh, no, separate. You're a bad influence. Come on. You made us cupcakes once.
Can you hear me, John? It's your wife. Your wife, Melanie.
You called Maya. Where are you?
I'm at a strip club, John. You jealous? Good, I hate you.
Wait, why are you there? And what am I in your phone as?
I want to mess John up. A physical therapist is able to prescribe drugs. No, the laws are very unclear on that.
JJ, I think I know what I want to do with my life. Meet Mummy at the strip club by the airport.
An internet?
Sorry, Dad, I'm a very curious boy.
Melanie, I'll be right out.
We left. I'm at my husband's place. I snuck in. He came home, and I'm hiding in the bathroom with Joyce. You have to save me. Are you taking a shower?
My apartment only has a tub.
Oh, wait. I don't have to lay down. Woo! Okay, don't move. I'll be right there. Hello, darling. I'm here for our affair. Oh, I see you're busy. Who are you? I'm John's lover. Mayo.
Like mayonnaise?
Oh, like I've never heard that before.
I have never met this woman.
Do you believe him, or does he have a reputation for stretching the truth?
Tundra, I swear, I've never cheated in my life.
Yes, you have.
I'm sleeping with him, too.
What is your ex-wife doing here with the woman that rear-ended me?
That's where I know you from.
Ooh, that's good stuff.
Chocolate milk for my boy.
I love you, Daddy. I am wasted.
No, you're not.
Okay, I am. Okay, great.
This calls for champagne.
Yes. You know what? I'm in too.
Wow!
Just deduct that from my share.
What's going on? I was drinking with Ray in Wyoming.
I was in a strip club by the airport with JJ.
Season 3 is a really great season, but it's dragged down just a little bit because it completely forgets Dr. Miller as a character. Now let's move on to Season 4. Oh, wait a minute. There is no Season 4. Yeah, the show was canceled after Season 3, which sucks because I have a lot of mixed feelings about the series finale. The last episode of Season 3, Episode 22, Unrealistic, doesn't feel like a series finale until the last 2 minutes of the episode.
Forget what I wrote. I have one message. A lesson I was learning every day for years without realizing it. I learned it again today from my first teacher. Take it home, Kenneth.
It's a hard lesson. It can make you do things you don't want to, like say goodbye. Be unrealistic. Be unrealistic. Thank you.
Time.
Hey, you're only 3 hours late this time.
2 months until classes start. We're going to get you down to the DeMayo respectable 15 minutes in no time.
Okay, let's try this again, people.
This is absolutely because it was never meant to be the series finale. There are still so many loose plot threads. What happened to JJ's dream? And what happened to Maya and Melanie's fashion company? What did JJ and Kenneth get up to in college? How does Jimmy do at his new architect job? These are all things that probably would have been covered in Season 4, but Season 4 just doesn't exist. The sad part is, Unrealistic could have been a satisfying series finale. If I was to rewrite Unrealistic now, I would have basically rewritten the entire episode. I would have Izzy and JJ stay together and both get into NYC, and the episode would be about wrapping up all loose ends. It totally would have been possible to do this in 22 minutes. The last 2 minutes of the episode would largely stay the same, with JJ graduating high school and giving his speech. As is, Unrealistic only feels like a satisfying series finale in the last 2 minutes of the episode. The rest of the episode feels like a season finale, and a season and series finale are two completely different